Okay, hello and welcome back to the Upload TV. Thanks for joining us this week. I am the average golfer. Unfortunately, no Joey the Tweet this week. He's cried off with man flu, so I'm afraid you're just stuck with me and I'm just talking to a camera and nobody else, which is all a little bit strange. But anyway, it's an exciting day as far as I'm concerned. The sun has come out, it's bitterly cold. However, we're going to be looking at all of the new products from the G series from Ping. Massive launch over the last few days, really. Arrived in stores, certainly around in Clark's Golf Centre here just outside of St Helens. Arrived on Thursday, and there's a whole host of clubs that have been launched. You may have seen our review a few weeks ago of the G irons, which were hugely impressive. So along with that, there's now the drivers have been released, hybrids, 3 woods, and where we're going to start today, which is a rather new concept, if you like, from Ping, and it's these crossover. And the crossover really is between a sort of hybrid and an iron. We're going to be hitting a 3 iron, or a 3 crossover as they like to call it. So I'm going to have a word with our man here, Kev, get fitted with the right shaft for my swing, and we'll get some results and see how the Ping crossover performs in the hands of the average golfer. Okay, right, we're all sorted and good to go. As it turns out, I've ended up with a graphite shaft in this Ping 3 crossover. It's a stiff flex, where it's a graphite shaft, so slightly lighter in weight. And this is some at 76 grams. As I said, real new concept as far as this idea of a crossover club. We all know no one really likes to hit, well, certainly the average golfers don't like to hit a 3 iron. That's where you're going to struggle with levels of consistency. So we've always sort of lent over the last few years towards hybrid clubs, and hybrid clubs again have become very powerful, very easy to hit. Now then, the idea behind the Ping crossover is again lower CG, so increases launch angle, and what they're sort of suggesting is they've got the sort of power of hybrids but the control and the ability to stop the ball as you would with a long iron. So that's certainly a nice thing to put together if indeed it works. Looks and everything is quite different from what we've seen from the norm that's out there, and the crossover certainly makes sense. The head itself is, as you would expect to see, as an iron in terms of what it's made up of. Sits behind the ball. Now you've got this kind of, you've got the thick top line that you'd see from a sort of game improver iron, and then you've got this the sort of this domed back, bulbous back, which sits out behind the ball. So it is exactly, and I keep saying the same thing about crossover, it's certainly not looking, it looks like an iron where it sits behind the ball in terms of the loft and the lie angle of the club, and then it takes on this sort of like slightly hybrid look at the back. That's the best explanation I'm going to give you. Take a look at the pictures that we've thrown up the side here, and hopefully they'll help my description a little bit more. Anyway, enough talking as ever. Let's get some stats and see what it does in terms of recording some numbers. So here we go, first one. I'd normally at this point say you're ready to go, Joe, but Joe's already gone. Right, let's see what this one can do. Hopefully you can hear, first thing I noticed out of that was a huge sort of bang noise out of the club face. Got it fairly straight. I'm going to have to check my own numbers here, so it's a case of flying back and to face the camera. So we got 170 carry, 181 to stop. Now, interestingly enough, as comparison figures, I don't carry a 3 iron. I go to 4 iron and then I go to a 2 iron, which is again, my 2 iron is a Mizuno club, which is not too dissimilar in looks. It's the same concept where they go to their longer irons in the Mizuno range. Right, very nice out the club, real good strike. Looks like I got that one right out the middle. Let's have a look what we got in terms of distance. Nice shot shape there as well, which is slightly right to left. That's a big hit. That's a 3 iron, 3 utility, whatever you want to call it. 187 carry, 200 to the finish. So first impressions are very powerful club. I sort of swapped and changed before in the fit process between one of the stock options in terms of the steel shafts. And I must admit, at times I got better performance, if you like, overall performance with my good shots with a steel shafted club. However, in terms of a balance between consistency and performance, this came out a lot better, and this being the graphite shaft. Oh, it's another one again. I don't know whether, again, it's often hard to pick up on camera the sound and the noise from the face. It's a real click out the face. It suggests a very powerful flight. Again, consistent 187 202 carry. This is a nice, real nice club, and the big thing for me is that ability and ease to hit. These are the kind of clubs that, again, at my handicap, again, playoff 8, average golfer, these are the kind of clubs that I would really think need a serious look at for our type of game, or my type of game. As I said, 3 irons. I think the idea is they're doing 3, 4 and 5 iron in this crossover club. So you're really starting to get some help in the longer irons. Right, let's go again. That was my worst shot, I'm afraid, and again, I always like to throw a bad one in. Let's see what it does off the bottom of the club. You can see there, come across it slightly. We're going to lose a lot here. But you know, not bad. I mean, a total run out of 178 with a 3 iron. With a pretty poor shot, I have to say. That was not good at all. It was certainly off the bottom of the club face. So I'd be more than happy with that. It probably, there's no doubt about it that if I was hitting a 3 iron out of a standard set of irons, that would not have got to 178. I can assure you of that. Right, one more. Let's see how this goes. Oh, so they're certainly really easy to hit. I've thrown in one of my right to lefters there, I would feel, so it's gone off target. But they're really, really strong and powerful. I'm not disappointed in the last 2 that I'm going to throw one more in for good measure. Normally at this point it all starts to go a bit pear-shaped when I go for one too many, but like I said, really, really impressed with this. Come on, and let's hit a good one. Oh, it's a nice one to finish. That is a nice one to finish. That is a real nice club. A couple of bad swings in there. They're throwing in out the 6 shots I hit. That's a bit odd in terms of the ball flight there. It didn't seem to be moving that far right to left from where I was looking, but there you go. I'm sure that Skytrack is accurate enough. But again, 188 carry, 204 rollout. That is considerably longer than what I would hit with a 3 iron. I think I'd be looking at around 185. In terms of comparisons at the end, I'm going to hit some of my 2 iron and get some comparative figures there. But what I would suggest is it won't be as long, it won't stop as quick, and these are the benefits of this club. Bit more playability than a hybrid. Really, really impressed with that. I'd be interested to see. I've not hit the 4 and 5s, but you know, really are starting to consider those kind of things in your bag from a 5 iron up, because at the end of the day, we don't need to make the game any more difficult than it already is. So if Ping are going to throw in something like that as a way in which they're going to help us and get our scores down, then I'm sure that's well worth considering and putting in the bag. So the first of our look at the G Series, well, maybe second look. We did the irons a few weeks ago, but for today, this is Ping crossover, absolutely spot on, and I would think well worth considering. Get yourself down to a fitting bay, get the right shaft put in, give them a go for yourselves. In the meantime, we're going to get fitted now. We're going to move on to another video. We're going to look at the hybrids, which will be interesting, from going from the crossovers into the hybrids, see where the differences lie. Well, it's a 3 hybrid. That's the next video that's coming up, so stick around and watch that. And we'll see you next time round on Upload TV.